Happy morning, children. Let us start today's class with a good thought. Don't be jealous with anyone. Don't compete with anyone. Just focus on becoming the best version of yourself. So do the best and you will become the best. Advantages of poetry, disadvantages of poetry. This is the topic today, poem. Unit 3 is full of poems only. So poems are usually shorter and they can be read quickly. Okay, whenever we read a poem, we feel happy because of all these advantages. Poems use figurative language, metaphors, similes, personification, rhymings, rhyme schemes that helps us build our vocabulary. Poems communicate more in fewer words. Okay. Next is disadvantages. Poems can be difficult to understand due to the use of the difficult words. Sometimes difficult words will be there. And poems often do not follow the rules of grammar. They do not follow the rules of grammar. And poems sometimes make use of old and outdated words. Next is subject of a poem. Today we are going to read adverbs, subject of a poem and personification. What is that? Okay, there are many figurative speech. When we say, there are many things in that we are going to specifically see personification today. What is the subject of a poem? Very easy. What is the poem speaking about? What is the main thing? The subject of a poem is the idea or the thing the poem is about. How do you find the subject of a poem? There are 3 steps. See, first is see this poem, My Fairy Godmother. I thought I was dreaming when I saw her wrapped a beautiful green gown. This is the poem. Now you know, after reading this poem, the subject of the poem, it is about grandmother. First see the title. There are some words that are repeated. These are the keywords. Okay. Title you can easily find out. Then keywords. Repeated words are keywords. Beautiful green gown. The poem is about poet's fairy godmother. This is the subject of the poem. About which it is talking. That is only subject of the poem. Like main idea, yeah. Subject of a poem, 3 steps to find the subject of a poem. Read the poem carefully. Read the title and look for any words that have been repeated. Okay, in the poem. What is the poem mostly about? That is given in your concept time. The subject of a poem is the idea or the thing that a poem is about. Let us identify the subject of the given poem. They have given the same poem here. My Fairy Godmother. So, read the poem carefully. Read the title and look for any words that have been repeated in the poem. That is called the keywords. Here the beautiful gown, Fairy Godmother. What is the poem mostly about? The poem is about poet's fairy godmother. This is the subject of the poem. Okay. Next is the squirrel poem. You all have seen the squirrel sitting on a ground and eating a nut. What did it look like? Here's a poet's description of such a squirrel. Squirrel is sitting. He wore a question mark for tail. An overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play. And if he ran outside his tree, he went the other way. So this is the poem. Who is a poet here? Mildred Bowers Armstrong. It will be given in the poem itself. Who is the author? Who is the poet? We say poet, not author. When we have some story or novels, you have authors. And when we have a poem, we will have an poet. The poet who wrote this is given below. Sometimes it will not be given. So he is anonymous. We don't know who is the. Here we know who is the poet. And lead, they have given an activity to write a story. Choose any animal or a thing. Why that is given, to learn about personification. Write the story as if the animal or the character. You can choose any chair, table, like that, any object also, or animal. And you have to write as if that character is speaking. Okay? That is the character of a story. So actually, what is personification? When animals or objects, whatever it is, objects and animals are given human qualities. What is human quality? Chair cannot speak, or the chair cannot walk and or dance or something like that. So something imaginary like that is given, imagining that it is like having some human qualities. The object or an animal is having human qualities. That is called personification. We have read this earlier, but just I will explain again. See here, the tree ran to catch a kite to play with it all night. This is a poem. The tree cannot run behind the kite, but the poet is imagining as if it is having some human qualities and it is going to catch the kite. So that is personification. The tree is personified. That is the question. In exam, you need not memorize all those poems given in the unit 3. But what is personification, you should know. When 2 lines are given, you should know and note down which is the personification done there and which thing is personified. That will be the question. See here, the flower danced happily in the field. So what is the personification? The flower is just moving, but they are given dancing happily. So if you write like that only, the poem will be nice to read. That's why we use personification. It adds beauty to the poem, enhances the poem. So here, flower is personified. Personification makes a poem more engaging, more interesting. So that will be the question. What is being personified in the poem? Which human quality is given to it? Okay. One more. A rabbit hopping is not a human. They need not say that is only human quality. Even rabbits can hop. So that is not the thing. Found a carrot on the grassy green, he hopped into his burrow at once to write to his sister at lunch. So here only human quality. Okay. So the poet is imagining and imagining as if it is a human, and the quality is given to it that it is writing. Hopping or anything, any action is rabbit's action only. Even humans can do and rabbits can. That is not personification. A rabbit hopping under the tree is not personification. But here, which is a human quality which the rabbit cannot do but imagining? Yes. To write to his sister at lunch. That is the personification. Which thing is personified here? Rabbit. What action? Writing. Okay, that will be the questions. Personification is a literary device. We call it a literary device. For writing we use many things. Even in prose also we use personification sometimes. Mostly it is used in poems. Which objects and animals are given human qualities, such as being able to write, laugh, dance. It helps to create a strong image in the mind. Just to create an image, that is the main thing. In your mind, you should imagine like this, something is happening in the mind. That the poem should create. Okay, just without seeing the pictures, when we read the poem, we should create that image. Mind of the readers while reading a poem. So look at this example, personification of squirrel, he wrote a question, he wore a question mark for tail. So what is being personified? The squirrel. Squirrel is not making any question mark there. It's naturally happening. So which human quality? The human quality of wearing something has been given. Dress, they are wearing a dress or jewel. Like that, he is wearing a question mark, the poet is telling. When we read that, it will be funny, it will be interesting. We feel happy reading a poem. Then, the question is, what is the subject of the poem? You all know when you read the poem, the subject of the poem is squirrel. It is talking about the squirrel. Poets forget to dig up all their buried nut which accidentally contribute the countless trees in forest. That is an information given. Now see here, how would you feel if a squirrel visits your house? How will you write that answer? Not seeing the poem, isn't it? So you have to imagine that and write. Now we'll go to the type of questions. In the next video, I will explain you this again. What is the different type of questions? Identify the instances of personification in the poem. Just read the poem. The squirrel danced in the sun. A tree watched him, trees watching him, having fun. How I wish I could move and spin and twirl and juggle too. The wind appeared, wind also, just blew and blew instead. The squirrel said, scampering up the tree, thank you friend for sheltering. The squirrel is speaking. So the squirrel, the tree and the wind, all these things are personified here. Okay. Now we'll see this in the next video. Thank you children.